coming up from the Northeast Live Studios in Guwahati. Northeast Tonight with Wasbir Hussain.
Hello and welcome to this special election broadcast. The election battle cry in Meghalaya is getting shriller by the day. On Thursday, NPP leader and Chief Minister 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗏 described the Trinamool Congress as a Bengal party. On Friday, TMC leader Mukul Sangma went several notches higher to condemn 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏's description of Trinamool Congress and accused him of being racial and uncivilized. 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏 described Mukul Sangma's remark as unfortunate, but stuck to his description of Trinamool as a party from Bengal. What we are debating today is not the battle of the Sangmas, but we want to raise the bigger question whether in this political slugfest the people's aspirations are getting drowned. Now these are live visuals, viewers. These are live visuals coming to you from Tura. That is 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏, Chief Minister 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏 and leader of the NPP. He is about to file his nominations. He is already in the Deputy Commissioner's office premises. And this is a real show of strength for 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏, the leader of the NPP. He is facing a multi-cornered contest this time, both in his own constituency as well as across Meghalaya. Viewers, as we all know, the NPP has been the dominant ruling partner in the outgoing government, and now the NPP is faced with several political parties as its opponents. Three of them are its own coalition partners, that is the BJP, and the BJP has been its coalition partner, and the important regional party, the UDP, both fighting against each other. The three alliance partners are fighting against each other. Now I am joined for this discussion today by Meghalaya UDP Working President, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh. Meghalaya UDP Working President, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, a veteran political leader. I also have BJP spokesperson 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗏. I also have the founder member of CALM, Angela Rangad, a former activist and maybe still an activist. I cannot call her a former activist. And I also have NPP spokesperson Bajob, Pyngrope, all joining me from Shillong. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special election broadcast. Let me go straight to you, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, the working president of the UDP. Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, welcome to this special election broadcast. We are taking a close look at the elections in Meghalaya. We have seen that just now we had this live visuals. We'll show it again. We'll have those visuals of 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏 going to file the nominations. You are also going to file your nominations soon. Now the point is, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, UDP, BJP, NPP, you have been working together as a coalition, that is the MDA. The only party which was seen as an outsider until now was the Trinamool Congress and the Congress. Now, do you think that will create some kind of a confusion among the people, because you are all part of the coalition, all your colleagues were in the ministry, they were ministers. So can you really blame each other now?
Well, thank you, Wasbir. The fact that you brought me means something. It means that UDP will be number one and lead the next government. So, irrespective of whoever we worked with, the fact that the tenure of 5 years has come to close, and the UDP has regained its vigor. The number of 6 in the last house. This time we are expecting to That 20 plus or between 30. It's going to be a brand new start of the land.
Right. So you don't think, Mr. Lyngdoh, you don't think that there will be confusion among the voters to choose from, that you are once a part of the coalition? Do you think that is not going to impact the people's verdict?
Not at all. Not at all, Wasbir. Uh, uh, we have been in coalition era for years. Yet. The fact is that you get the executive as a fractured mandate, and somehow form a government.
Right.
There is no confusion because they have realized that voting for individuals alone is not. They also need to vote for political parties. And of all the parties in the fray, the UDP happens to be the single largest state-based party in Meghalaya.
Right. That is what Paul Lyngdoh is saying. UDP has a footprint in several parts of the state, most parts of the state, one of the oldest regional political parties. Let me go to you, Mr. M. Kharkhrang, Meghalaya BJP spokesperson. Mr. Kharkhrang, good to have you back on the show. Mr. Kharkhrang, BJP is contesting 60 seats. Where is the confidence coming from? Because now you are accusing, your leader is saying that this was the worst government in Meghalaya, led by 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧 and so on. But you never quit the party. You never left the government. And now, will it be correct on your part to say that everything what the previous government did or the present government did was wrong?
Yeah. Good afternoon to the news channel, including all the fellow panelists. Let me make it very clear. You see, one regret that the electorates of Meghalaya have realized now in 2023 is that they have failed to allowed the BJP to lead the government. And they have realized that in 2018, just 2 candidates from the BJP won, and that was the era that have committed. And the people of Meghalaya, this time, they will definitely ensure that Meghalaya in 2023, the BJP will lead the government. They have seen how the BJP leaders have raised up various issues concerning the working of the government, but it was falling on deaf ears. For the simple reason because they are just 2 of them and they did not call the shots. So this time they have realized their mistake and electorates will give a resounding victory to the BJP.
Okay. Now, I'll come to you, Bajob Pyngrope of the NPP, but let me turn to Ms. Angela Rangad of the KAM. Angela Rangad, there is this, yesterday as I began my introduction, we have all know that Dr. Mukul Sangma yesterday accused the Chief Minister of being racial. He said that he was uncivilized. Basically, Dr. Mukul Sangma was reacting to 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧's statement that TMC was a Bengal party. And Conrad reacted by saying that this is extremely unfortunate and so on. Now, my question to you is, we are not discussing the battle of the Sangmas. Now, my point to you is that, in this whole political slugfest, point, counterpoint, allegations, counter-allegations, do you think the real issues concerning Meghalaya and concerning the people of Meghalaya, they are somewhere drowned, they are somewhere lost? Do you get that feeling? Okay, Angela, I'm coming to you. I'm not getting your audio. Now, let me turn to Bajob Pyngrope of the NPP. Mr. Bajob Pyngrope, NPP. Now I started by asking this question to Mr. Paul Lyngdoh. The people in Meghalaya are spoiled for choice. There are veteran political leaders in the fray. There are so many political parties. We have the NPP, that is your party. We have the BJP. We have UDP, an old regional party. We have the Trinamool Congress. We have the Congress, apart from Angela Rangad's new party. Now, what is your feeling? What is the voter going to look for? Are they going to look at the candidates? Are they going to look at the parties?
Good afternoon, Wasbir, and to all the fellow panelists. The voters, it depends upon constituency to constituency. There are some constituency where the party also matters a lot. I think in 70% of the constituencies in the state, the party matters a lot. But there are some constituency where, individual capacity, where, that is very important, where NPP have identified these individual veteran politicians, winnable politicians in the state, and they have allotted them tickets. So basically, the answer, the people of Meghalaya will give a resounding victory for the NPP on March 2nd when the results will be out.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Now, let me turn once again to Mr. Paul Lyngdoh. We are trying to fix the audio of Ms. Angela Rangad because her views will be interesting because she is representing a new political party. And okay, Angela Rangad, yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I can hear you too loud and clear. My question was, you heard my earlier question. There was this political war of words between Dr. Mukul Sangma and Conrad Sangma, where Dr. Mukul Sangma accused him of being racial and uncivilized. Now, that is not what I need your comment on. I said, in this political game, blame game or war of words, do you think the real issues facing the people are somewhere getting lost?
Definitely, was. I think most of the parties are not really trying to reflect what is on the ground, the angst of the people, the anxieties of the people. It's really about opportunists trying to get the best in an election, and all of the parties are indistinguishable from each other. There's not much difference from the NPP and the BJP. We have the newcomer, which is old wine in new bottle. And it's the same thing. None of them have also ever made an attempt to tell the people what their ideology is. What do they believe in? When they say development, what kind of development? And so it's true that there is Sangma Incorporated versus Sangma Incorporated on the one hand, and you have individuals who have party hopped for the last 5, 10, 15 years. So the question of whether people vote individuals or parties becomes irrelevant also at that point.
Right. I was referring to some estimates which said that 20 of the 60 MLAs in the outgoing assembly, they have hopped parties, they have changed parties. That means one third of the sitting MLAs, they have hopped parties. Now, what does it mean? Does it reflect that the people have any ideology at all, or they just, as you said, they are only looking at the best opportunity?
That's what I'm saying, that it's such a individual-centric game. They're just trying to survive, and for that survival, for retaining power, they would sell their souls and their parties, if need be.
Now, I want to go to Mr. Paul Lyngdoh. I don't know whether he's back. Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, can you hear me, Paul?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Now, you see, according to you, what are the main issues that UDP is going and telling the voters? Because a lot of people are saying that UDP is playing a very deep game this time. That UDP is going to emerge as the kingmaker.
We're not going to be just kingmaker, king. And on top of the agenda is youth empowerment and healthcare. In fact, we've come up with a slogan called healthy, which stands for health, education, and agriculture, and all of the we've been promising a healthy Meghalaya, and on top of the agenda is the empowerment of the youth and creation of opportunity. So, in fact, healthy. That's our slogan now. Healthcare, education, agriculture,
Right.
law and order, tourism, holistic economic growth, and youth empowerment.
Right, right. Now you said that you don't want to become kingmaker. The UDP wants to make the king. Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, can you tell my viewers how many seats the UDP is contesting in all?
We've put up candidates in 40 constituencies. And there's nothing really strange about coming back to power, because in 1998, we could garner as many as 20 MLA. So this time around, we want to make sure that we either reach that or enhance that.
Right. Now that is interesting. You are putting up candidates in 40 constituencies. You don't have a candidate in 1/3 of the seats, and yet you are saying that you will be the king. How is the arithmetic? That means obviously, Paul, you have some alliance partner in mind. You have somebody to approach after the election results are out.
Well, the fact that we are concentrating in 40 constituencies means that we would like to ensure that our resources, our time is focused on the 40 seats, so that, even in the worst case scenario, we would reach 15, but our expectations is that we will go well beyond 20 and outperform what we did in 1998 when we won 20 seats.
If you go, sorry, I have to come to other panelists also, but before I go to Mr. Bob Bajob Pyngrope and Ms. Angela Rangad and Mr. Kharkhrang, Paul, if you are saying that you are going well beyond 20, who could be your potential alliance partners? Anybody, isn't it? You can ally with the TMC, you can ally with the NPP. You are already an alliance partner with the NPP.
I think it's premature to say anything about that at this stage, because it would then mean that we concede that we are doing our best to cross 30 out of the 40. We want to reach the magic number within the 40 that we have
Contest.
as a candidate. So talking of post-poll scenario, which is
that is you are always an optimistic person, and today there is no different. You are absolutely confident and optimistic. Let me turn to you, Bajob Pyngrope. Mr. Pyngrope, obviously it's a peculiar situation for you, that is the NPP. You are already a part of the NDA. You were with the MDA in Meghalaya. At the central level, you are a part of the National Democratic Alliance. In Meghalaya, you had the Meghalaya Democratic Alliance, where BJP was your partner. So if necessary, the NPP does not have any problem in going with the BJP, isn't it?
So far, we are going to cross the magic number. Our candidates on the ground are working hard. 57 candidates we have fielded in all over the state. So we are looking for 32 to 36 seats. So we are very comfortable this time. So I think so. Yes, at the national level, since the state and the central government, we have to work together.
Right.
But maybe, in the state, we'll see after the results, the election results.
Right, Mr. Pyngrope, these are live visuals, viewers on the screen. That is the Chief Minister and NPP leader, 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗪, coming out after filing his nominations. Our Chief of Bureau, Arindam Das, is there. Let's see whether he is able to speak to 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗪. Okay, this is in Tura. These are live visuals. 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗪 has just filed his nominations, accompanied by his wife, if I am not mistaken. 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗪 coming out after filing his nominations at the DC's office in Tura. Our Chief of Bureau, Arindam Das, is there. We have to wait and watch whether he is able to speak to him, or is he going inside? But I think he has already filed his nominations. Okay, now that is a very interesting way of looking at Bajob, Pyngrope. You are also confident, but Angela Rangad, I'm coming to you, Mr. Kharkhrang. Angela Rangad, you know, everybody is confident, but as I have asked you, 1/3 of the legislators had crossed over from one party to the other. Now, that means, do you get a sense that the candidates this time will play an important role, not the parties, because the voters are very smart people? Do you think the voters will look at candidates rather than parties? Is that the general feeling in Meghalaya today?
Yes, that has been the trend. But I also just want to say that, interestingly, the parties tend to pose very differently during the elections, even though, like as you said, most of them were part of the MDA. But it is very clear that they are one and the same, because even in some constituencies, I will give you examples. For instance, in South Shillong, the NPP is not fielding anybody. Have they had an agreement with the BJP already? Similarly, in Mairang, UDP is not fielding, the NPP is not fielding a candidate in Lyngdoh's UDP Mairang. So what is this about?
So what are you trying to suggest? Can you be a little more clearer? Is there already an unofficial understanding?
Yes, and that understanding is not necessarily about party ideology and party lines. It's actually about individuals. And as we have always maintained from CAM, that Meghalaya politics, there has been a capture by certain vested interests, businessmen, and perhaps that has been the consideration.
Yeah. Now, of course, I was slightly wrong earlier. That was Conrad Sangma was not coming out after filing. He is actually now sitting with the returning officer. Now he is sitting with the designated officer and filing his nomination. There he is sitting there with the concerned, with the designated officer filing. We'll stay with the live visuals, and I will come to you, Mr. Kharkhrang, in a minute and go to yes, Miss Angela Rangad, continue, because I can hear you. Yes, Angela, you are talking about the unofficial arrangement.
Yes, definitely. And as I said, it's a criminal corrupt capture of governance of Meghalaya politics. And sadly, perhaps that is the considerations of the pre-poll adjustments that are being made. The NPP is not fielding candidates in certain constituencies. South Shillong, they're not fielding. Perhaps they already have an agreement with the BJP. We know that there is. The NPP and BJP are really indistinguishable. But similarly, the regional UDP has an understanding with the BJP and the NPP.
Right. So, Mr. Kharkhrang, what do you have to say? You heard Angela Rangad say that there are all kinds of unofficial arrangements going on, Mr. Kharkhrang.
As a spokesman with the BJP, I can...
Okay, hold on, Mr. Kharkhrang, hold on. These are Preston Tinsong, the NPP leader and Deputy Chief Minister.
Well, I think you need to understand one thing. Practically, we were able to serve the people of the state from 2018 up to 23, hardly maybe 3 years, not even 3 years, because of we were busy fighting against the COVID-19. So therefore, I'm telling you, practically NPP-led government were able to serve the people of the state maximum maybe 2.5 years. But still, you've seen all the developmental activities that has happened everywhere in the state of Meghalaya.
So we have seen the partners, official partners of the MDA government are trying to, come up with a clean image and put all the blame to the MDA. What do you have to say?
Well, that's what our coalition partners, I'm telling you, when they go out to their constituency, they talk Delhi against the NPP. But let me tell you one thing. The voters now, they understand things. They are not at all illiterate. almost 5 years, four and a half, almost 5 years, we were together, and nothing was that problem happened within the government, within the coalition partners. But suddenly during election, they started throwing stones to the NPP-led government. But we don't mind that. Let them say whatever they feel like saying for the sake of election. But let me just tell you one thing. People of the state have faith and confidence with the NPP.
Is it true that NPP is not contesting from Rangad constituency?
Yes, that we have taken a decision.
Okay.
Because,
That
you
is-
know, in the
That
last
is
minute,
Preston
Danko
Ting
has
Song.
just left.
Preston Ting Song expressing, exuding confidence about the NPP. And on the other side, I think we have the visuals now of, these are earlier visuals, Conrad Sangma trying to enter the DC's office and file his nominations. Let me go to Mr. Kharkhrang. Mr. Kharkhrang, I'm coming to you, Paul Lyngdoh and Bajob Pyngrope. Mr. Kharkhrang, you know, I mean, like you see, the BJP has been accusing the NPP, saying that, you know, NPP has failed to deliver on central schemes. That they have, central schemes have not reached the people, and that is because of the NPP. But do you think the people are going to buy your claim? Do you think the people are going to buy this?
Definitely, the people will buy it.
Why?
And all these allegations have not been only made by the party. These allegations have been made by the public. These allegations have been made by the media. And the worst case is our Honorable High Court has made remarks in a court order. Now, I mean, what else is there to say? Our Honorable High Court has made a remark where it appears that government is involved in all these illegal coke factories. How can you have 57 coke factories assembled in an area of 5 square kilometers? And these are one coke factory is it's a big building. Now 57 illegal coke factories are prevalent there in a very small area, and it appears that no one knows about it. Now who else? It's not only the party that is making these allegations. It's there for everyone to see.
Oh no, Angela Rangad, you know, I mean, Mr. Kharkhrang is saying that, you know, people are going to buy it. The BJP's claim that, you know, the NPP, there was a lot of schemes for the taking, but it was the NPP or the Conrad Sangma government which failed to implement these schemes and see that the schemes reach the people. But my question is very simple. Why did the BJP stay on in the government? Why couldn't they express their protest and quit the government during the last 5 years? Even today as we speak, Angela, I think they are part of the same government.
Precisely, Wasbir. They had two representatives who are part of the MDA government, who are even holding portfolios. One of them, who is from South Shillong, presided over the animal husbandry and labor departments during a time when there were allegations of misappropriation in these departments. And let me tell you, they continued to be part of this government. Even as CG had pointed out that 2019, 2020, 10,000 crores of unutilized funds was surrendered. And yet the BJP, part of this dispensation.
Right. I'm coming to Paul Lyngdoh, but let's hear from Tura what this candidate has to say.
For every vote counts. So we, in these few months, I've been campaigning vigorously with our people, and people want change. People want change, and we are here to bring change. We are here committed. We have 10 pledges, which the people are supporting immensely. We have a revolutionary scheme, We Card, My Card, which are getting immense support. And these 10 pledges will bring prosperity to Meghalaya, and this is what we are working on. And yes, we are confident because people want change, people want a new government which will care for our people.
I think that is a Trinamool Congress candidate
first, rather than their self-interest.
Trinamool Congress candidate saying that people want change.
We are working hard. let the people decide.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, you know, a lot of people want to know what is the UDP stand on rat hole mining, because illegal mining has been one of the issues. Lot of people are speaking about it openly. Lot of people wants to hedge and want to dodge this question. Of course, the NPP is saying that it's interested in bringing about scientific mining. NPP has made its stand clear. Paul, what is the UDP stand on mining? Because a lot of people are involved in this trade.
Wasbir, I try to present it in a very concise manner. The fact that you have Mines and Minerals Act, Central Act, and Mukul Sangha as chief minister, they came up with two of regulations, including amendments and rules being framed under the Act. But this came into direct conflict with the autonomy of the autonomous councils, and there is a vast area as the area of jurisdiction concerned, because these central acts presume that the land under that particular central act. But go back to the case of the autonomous district council, and you will
Right.
for yourself that actually that power was handed to the government. A lot of gray areas. And discuss everything in
Absolutely.
one single panel.
Right. I will go for a very, very short break. Don't go away. I'll be right back. We are in the middle of covering the elections, and we are in the middle of an engaging discussion at this point in time. Welcome back. I'm going straight to Mr. Kharkhrang of the Meghalaya BJP spokesperson. Mr. Kharkhrang, few years ago, a lot of people were saying that, okay, BJP is a new party, it has got certain ideologies, and there will be no candidates in Meghalaya, etc. But today, you are contesting 60 seats. That means you have enough candidates. So what does this mean? Would you like to explain?
We have contested all 60 seats because this is what the public actually won. Because they won a BJP government to come into power. They have compared the BJP ruled states with Meghalaya, and they're so disheartened that why, if all other states, BJP ruled states can develop so much, why is Meghalaya not able to capitalize on it? And 2023, they will ensure that 2023 will be a BJP-led government. And I can tell you that you will be surprised on the 2nd of March, and you will see what will happen and how the people will respond to the various corruption charges that have been leveled at all forums, at media houses, all these. And that is the reason why our state has been lacking in all respect. And that is the reason why various indices, when it comes to health, to education, in every indices, we are at the bottom. In fact, I've just gone through where education, we are at the lowest. So at this rate, I really don't know till what stage are we headed to. So this time, the people have realized that, enough is enough. And this is the time that we have to bring a BJP government.
Right. I'm coming to you, Angela Rangad. You have heard Mr. Kharkhrang. I'll take a response to that, but let me go to Mr. Pyngrope once more. Mr. Pyngrope, I'm just need your reaction a little bit. You know, we are talking about various issues, about people party hopping and so on and so forth. But yesterday, in Meghalaya, I had said it on live show yesterday that, you know, I have been covering elections in the Northeast for the last 4 decades, but we have never heard such strong words used. Now, Dr. Mukul Sangma has described your leader, Mr. Conrad Sangma, as racial, and he has also described him as uncivilized. Now, have you heard this kind of a language before? What does this mean? What do you think?
Yes, the language which has been used is, what to say, it's like so fake because Dr. Mukul Sangma should have spoken to the TMC leaders in West Bengal who have insulted, our tribal presidential candidate, who have insulted the attire which, the Meghalaya people wear. Their own TMC leaders have insulted the tribals, in fact. TMC is an anti-tribal party. And yes, this party originates from West Bengal, so that's nothing wrong. That it's a party which comes from West Bengal. And I've heard the comments made by the BJP regarding the various the blame game on the NPP. But I want to know from them, like, what has the BJP done? The recent budget, why they have reduced the MNRGA. They have reduced the budget of the MNRGA drastically, about 25% from last year's budget. MNRGA is a very important scheme, especially for rural India. But why have they done that? And regarding the central schemes, JJM implementation, Meghalaya got the award for the best implementation of JJM. So these blame game, they just come in the media and blame. Show us the proof. Allegations can be made through media, can be made by anybody, but let them come out with a substantial proof and evidence. If they come out, why don't they file an FIR? Go to the, file an FIR and complain. They just come to the media and, and speak against the NPP without circumstantial, without a strong evidence. So this blame game will naturally come because elections is near. But yes, TMC, as we say last time also, I kept on repeating my words. TMC is an anti-tribal party. TMC, they don't realize they.
But Bajob, you are accusing the TMC of being an anti-tribal party. But don't forget the fact that its leader and all the candidates, almost all the candidates are tribal people only. They are locals from Meghalaya. They are not from outside.
No, I'm not telling the candidates. I'm telling the party which they are contesting.
Okay, but when you say that TMC is an anti-tribal party and when you have all the candidates are tribals, then the dividing line becomes thin.
No, you see, because why they blame the NPP that NPP voted for CA and all, but they don't realize that it is our honorable Chief Minister, our leader Conrad Sangma, who has pulled all the regional parties in Northeast together, and where so many states, including our state, we are exempted from the controversial CAA. All the 6 scheduled areas is exempted because why? Our honorable Chief Minister, our honorable Deputy Chief Minister, they fought. They did not fight, in fact, only for our state, but they fought for the entire Northeast.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Now, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, basically, is it really, honestly speaking, is it little difficult for the UDP to launch an all-out attack on the NPP despite your desires, because you have been working together and you have not been as harsh on the Conrad Sangma government, you have not been as harsh as the BJP?
Wasbir, let's be very clear about one thing, and that is we believe on strengths. We do not believe that other weaknesses become our strength. So we're not really concentrating on what other parties are saying or doing. All we are telling the electorate that you want a capable, credible government installed. And you accusing the UDP of a lot of things, but when it came to electioneering, you elected 6 MLAs in a house of 60, and out of the 6, 3 are first timers. It's a major weakness in terms of our capacity to fight within the cabinet. Uh, Also forgetting that we lost the president, Dr. Dankupar Roy, in the just in the 2 years of the assembly. So again, let me say that we want to combine and focus on the strengths of the UDP, not on the weaknesses of PPP or NPP. Their weaknesses remain there. Our strengths remain ours.
Right, right, absolutely. That is what Paul Lyngdoh is saying. Now, earlier today, viewers, earlier today, Chief Minister 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧 offers prayers to his late father, 𝗟𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧, along with his wife in Tura, before the filing of the nominations. Let's take a look. 𝗟𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧 and his wife there at the memorial of his father, the late 𝗟𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗔𝗦𝗧 in Tura, that he prayed there just before filing of the nominations. All right, these are exclusive Northeast Live visuals there. Now, Mr. Kharkhrang, can you tell us what kind of a campaign is the BJP going to do? Because NPP, we have seen several of the NPP candidates are on a house-to-house campaign. For example, we have seen in Shillong, several candidates are on a house-to-house campaign. What is the BJP strategy? BJP is known to go for mega rallies. Is the Prime Minister coming? Is the Union Home Minister coming to campaign?
We are expecting star campaigners to come in. And as far as I know, the last was that our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, will be going to Garo Hill sector, and the other ministers will come to Shillong. And we do expect some form of roadshow maybe next week. And this is from the star campaigner side campaign. But of course, the individual candidates are going through the house-to-house campaigning. And also, mostly, they're also going for closed-door meetings and, getting a people of 20, 25 not speaking to them and telling them about the various schemes of the government of India, which can benefit and which will benefit the people of our state.
Right. Mr. Kharkhrang, the BJP leader from Meghalaya, they are saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to campaign in the Garo Hills, whereas other star campaigners are going to campaign in Shillong. Are you saying, Mr. Kharkhrang, that the Prime Minister is unlikely to visit Shillong this time?
So far, we have not got any confirmation, but we are trying. And he'll be our
Right.
Honorable Prime Minister will be a big boost for the party.
Absolutely.
If he comes over, and we just hope so that he comes.
Right. Angela Rangad, I was thinking of asking you this question. You have the BJP as your rival, you have the NPP as your rival, you have the UDP as your rival, you have the TMC as your rival. But my point is, for a party like CALM, how easy or difficult it is for you, because election is all about resources, resources, quote unquote. Election, I'm using only that much. I'm not going to say anything beyond that. Election is all about resources. What kind of a difficulty or you are facing, if at all?
So Wasbir, first of all, the three of us are independent candidates because CALM is not a political party, it's a political platform.
Yeah.
So we have three independent candidates. And as you know, we have crowdfunded our campaign, shared in the public domain. And we are going to the people, commitment, integrity, and ideas. And that, I think, has much more weightage in people's minds. and they will vote accordingly. But I just also want to talk about Kharkhrang saying that Meghalaya wants BJP, because when you say how are you doing this election, we're asking people. So we can also run a survey of what people want. And I'll tell you, 5% of the people have said that they want honest legislators who make laws and policies. Nobody ever talked about parties. And in fact, if you look at the track record of the BJP nationally, they promised 2 crore jobs, which are nowhere near the right. We have the highest employment. Our hunger index shows India at 107 out of 91 nations, and yet BJP is the one that is blocking the new census, which is required to get new PDS cards. And we also see that the BJP is cutting on social sector spending, whether it is NPGA and
Right.
other social sector areas. So no, I don't think Meghalaya wants the BJP and does not definitely want politics of hate and division in the state.
I think, so very interesting point there. So the 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗡 has 3 candidates. It's a political platform, not a political party. And you said, Angela, that you are contesting elections through crowdfunding. That is a very interesting crowdfunding. So that is very interesting point which Angela Rangad has made. I don't have much time, but let me go to Paul Lyngdoh there. Paul, the regional parties, you were saying that there were so many regional parties in Meghalaya. There was the HSPDP, there were other political parties, there were Khanam and others. But we don't see much of these parties now. What does it indicate? Do you think the relevance of regional parties is still there, or it is only bigger parties, bigger regional parties like yours, that is the UDP, which can withstand pressures from big national parties?
Wasbir, when you go back to 90, we had the APHLC,
Yes.
state-based party, which won as many as 32 seats in the first general election.
Right.
And over in the course of time, parties kept emerging and disappearing. And today we are at a point where national parties have multiplied. We have BJP, TMC, NPP, Congress, and on the other side, the only state-based party which has put up candidates across Meghalaya is the UDP. And that's why, there is a wave surging in favor of the oldest state-based political party, the UDP, which emerged from the EPA in 1972.
Right. Right. So you have given in a nutshell the history of how the regional parties fared. So now regional parties also have under tremendous pressure from the bigger national parties, like for example the BJP. So it is a tough proposition, isn't it, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, to hold your ground, stick to your principles and hold on?
Well, I guess the best have always emerged, the best sailors always emerged from the storm of seas. The best have always come from the worst of circumstances. So today, I reaffirm that unity is a serious step for leading the next government. But who do we ally with? Or whether we allies at all? It's still at a very premature age of
Absolutely.
discussing further.
Absolutely. Mr. Bajob Pyngrope, final comments. Mr. Pyngrope, what do you think? Is Meghalaya heading for a fractured verdict? Let us be pragmatic, because the NPP has a lot of options to fall back on if necessary. You have the BJP, you have the UDP.
See, Wasbir, to be very honest, we have very strong candidates and candidates who will never forfeit their security deposits. Some other political parties, they just for the sake of keeping candidates, they are keeping any ABCD candidate in all the constituencies. But NPP has fielded 57 candidates. You know, these all 57 candidates are very strong. So basically, we are working hard that we cross the halfway mark. According to our assessment so far, we are crossing the halfway mark, but it depends also upon the hard work which the party leaders and the candidates, they give in these few days left before the polls.
Absolutely.
And yes, we are very confident that we are going all alone, but we have to see that, it depends upon the candidates. They have to work hard.
My question is, NPP is one party which always claims that you are a national party. Now, is anybody coming to campaign in your favor from outside?
See, so far our party have identified 40 star campaigners, and we are very happy to inform that all these star campaigners are from our own state itself. So, basically the people of Meghalaya, they listen more to the people of the state. So basically we have tall leaders all over the regions, be it Khasi region, be it the Jaintia Hills region, be it the Garo Hills region. So our presence is everywhere. So we are working very hard to cross the halfway mark. At the moment also, I'm not in Shillong. I'm busy on my campaign. I'm sitting in a vehicle.
I can see that.
So yes.
I can see that.
We are on the ground.
So
that's the spirit that the NPP party has.
Yeah.
And NPP party there's no infighting in the NPP party.
Right.
No infighting. That is our best. Yeah.
Bajob, you're saying that you have identified 40 star campaigners all from the state. Are all these members of your party, or they are from other walks of life? Musicians, singers?
No, they are all members of our party.
Okay, that is a very interesting thing. NPP has identified 40 star campaigners, all from Meghalaya, and all are members of the party. I think that is a very interesting way of dealing with things. Final comments from you, Mr. Kharkhrang. BJP contesting 60 seats. I think it's the only party in Meghalaya which is contesting all the 60 seats.
Yes, we are contesting 60 seats. Because we have a presence in all the 60 seats. That is why we are contesting.
So, as Pyngrope said that, there are some parties which are just putting candidates for the sake of putting. He has not talked about BJP, of course. He's just saying general comment. What do you have to say?
Anyway, before elections, anyone can say anything. So we just have to wait for the 2nd of March.
All right. I'll come for your final comments, Angela Rangad and Paul Lyngdoh. Preston Tingsong, the NPP leader, had just commented on Chief Minister Conrad Sangma. Let's listen in.
Mind of NPP is now we are fighting unitedly to cross the magic number, mean to cross 32, 33 seats. Once that is done, then those newly elected members will sit down, then we will elect the leader.
Will you claim for the CM post?
I said right now we are in the middle of the bridge. Let us cross the bridge. Then only you can ask the question.
So you're not interested to be the Chief Minister ever?
Did I say that? I said what I'm saying is we are in the middle of the bridge. Let us cross the bridge. And once that is done, you will see, and then we will inform you accordingly.
Okay, the Preston Tingsong there, when journalists asked him about who is going to be the Chief Minister if the NPP gets the majority, if at all, then he said that it is up to the legislature party. The elected members are going to decide. Final comments, Paul Lyngdoh.
Yeah, we're in interesting times because the more national parties we have, the more the chances of the only party to top the list and number one and lead the development of May. The fact that the vote of national party will be so divided means that they will consolidate in favor of.
Okay. Fine. Thank you, Paul. Final comments from you, Angela Rangad. How is this election going to be?
So, Wasbir, you're talking about star campaigners. The BJP has to bring people from outside because perhaps the people within have terrible track records. And talking about the regionalism, Meghalaya is about renewed regionalism and respect for federal structures of our constitution. And finally, I want to comment which is important, and that being, if you look at the manifestos that have been declared by all the parties, none of them have talked clearly about the need to root out corruption and to ensure transparency and accountability. Because without transparency and accountability, our state, being poorest in the nation, having the highest number of hunted children, our education rank will continue. So accountability and transparency is something that Meghalaya is up on the agenda of the election.
Absolutely. Accountability and transparency must top the agenda in Meghalaya. That's what Angela Rangad is saying. On the whole, actually, the people of Meghalaya, the voters, are absolutely spoiled for choice, if I may use the word. They have to choose between the NPP, between the UDP, between the BJP, between the Trinamool Congress. There is the Congress, and there are individual candidates from parties like Angela Rangad, who is representing the political platform called 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. And of course, there will be a bunch of independent candidates in the fray. The issues, we will have to wait and watch as the election campaign proceeds as to what kind of an issue are going to top the agenda. We'll wait and watch. But people are basically, as trends indicate, are going to look at candidates rather than political parties. But of course, we cannot totally deny the banner under which these candidates are going to contest. On the whole, we are seeing some sharp exchanges between two chief ministers, one a present chief minister, other a former chief minister, Mukul Sangma and Conrad Sangma. The battle of the Sangmas has been traditionally absolutely intense in Meghalaya, and this time is no exception. We at Notice Live will continue tracking the political developments in all the three poll-bound states and continue watching with us. Don't go away. We will come back with news and lots more. I thank all the panelists for participating in the program and the viewers for watching the show.